All right, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Quick little update on the build since the build series is over. I actually took the car out earlier this week. If you guys follow me on Instagram, you would have seen that. If you don't, you're missing out because there's some cool behind the scenes stuff that just isn't really worth putting a YouTube video out, but I posted on my story and reels and stuff like that. Right now, they're kind of packing everything up in a container, and then it's gonna be shipping out to Japan, hopefully very soon. So yeah, car's gone, build is done. I thought it would be really fun to look back through all the build videos with you guys, because I know we've gained a lot of subscribers throughout this build series, so some of you might not even be aware that I'm competing in Formula to Japan this year.
Why would you say that?
Or kind of where this car started. And then also I thought it would be cool to kind of review what I think we did well and what I think we could have done better. There's definitely some stuff I would change on this build, but not a whole lot, honestly. I'm really happy and proud of it. So let's get started with the first video, which was the competition announcement and then the new drift car build announcement.
I hate to even say it, but we're stopping the Tacoma build.
Yeah, so if you're new here or you weren't really watching all the build videos and stuff, we were actually building a Toyota Tacoma pre-runner truck, and that's where the motor that's in the R32 now, that was originally what it was intended for. So I want to do like 1200 horsepower, long travel Toyota Tacoma and go back to the dunes. I used to do that a little bit. We needed to build a new car for Formula Drift Japan. I can't get my R34 out there right now. So I was like, you know what? We got a car and we got a motor sitting there. Let's smash them together, build a new car. The next step was tearing down the R32, which we didn't put on video, but that was the red car. Some of you guys have asked. It was my car in Ebisu, and then it came to the US and we kind of rebuilt it, and it was that red car that I used in a bunch of different videos, and the how to drift videos, the drifting challenges. I mean, this is like my main drift car.
It smells toxic.
So as you guys can see here, now it is acid dipped. Simple, functional, stylish. Those were my goals for this car. Stay tuned. Let's see if we did it. One of the next things we wanted to do was do a tube front and tube rear end. So we chopped the whole rear end off, as you can kind of see going on here. Like, there's multiple reasons to do that. So one is weight savings, but two is also for to make the back end of the car soft and then more fixable. When we get further along, I'll show you guys kind of what we did to reinforce it. There we did the fuel cell and NOS bottle mount. Front end, obviously we chopped it completely. The only thing that I think I would have done differently, maybe, I've seen some people where they leave just a small strip to where the fender bolts on. That would have been kind of nice. It would have been a little easier to mount the front of the fender and the corner light. Otherwise though, I'm really happy with how the front end turned out, which you guys will see. So yeah, this is the rear end. We actually tubbed the rear end. We essentially followed the inner line. We're not allowed to modify that inner fender. So we just followed that upper line and went straight out basically, and that gives us like maximum clearance. I'm really pumped on how that turned out. It really helps seal up the cabin and keep smoke and debris out. It came out really beautiful. So this was a special moment. I've never had a sequential transmission before.
This will probably be the last thing to ever fail on the car. It's
a little overkill.
Completely overkill.
So maybe it is a little overkill, I'll agree with ourselves, but here's the way I looked at it. It's like, that was still about the same price of 2 dog boxes, but I've broken dog boxes before, even fully built ones. So now I have a 6-speed gearbox. I can actually change the gear sets in it pretty quickly, kind of like the rear quick change. So we have close gear ratios in it. It'll allow me to basically enter in 5th or 6th gear, and then I can, come all the way down to 2nd gear, which you can do really quickly in a sequential. So a massive competitive advantage in a turbo car with having a close ratio sequential transmission. So that was a great decision.
It is honestly absolute perfection.
Yeah, guys, the freaking controls, the best in any car I've ever driven. See how they're like in a perfect line? I'm like obsessed, it's so perfect.
But slightly behind the steering wheel, so like shift and handbrake are in the same plane.
Everything's so freaking tight and close, like it's literally just like bam, handbrake, bam, shift. I love it.
It's not gonna be blue, by the way. You guys are wondering, it's just protection.
I love how this turned out. We kind of continue the window all the way around instead of just chopping it off, and we left a little lip there. It's a bit of a pain in the butt to kind of plan everything for that, but I just think it looks so much better. If you guys look at pictures or videos and now that the car's finished, it has the illusion of having like a full rear window in a way.
Like, what needs to go where?
So the wiring. This is a part where I'm a little bit unsatisfied with. JMO did a great job on the rear harness and the front harness, but then when Phil came in and we were putting the engine harness in and doing the final wiring, it honestly just got rushed. So that one kind of bums me out. I think it will work okay for this season, but that's definitely something I want to, you know, fix for next season and make better. It's just a mess in there. The inside just became such a freaking mess. We did our best to just kind of bundle it all up. We had all the tools, it just got rushed, which sucks. Okay, so this was the first engine start video. This is kind of where I said, like I was talking about, things got rushed in the wiring, but functionally, it turned out freaking incredible. There's Phil, he's the one who built the engine, and then tuned it, obviously. This is actually, like, I filmed the first start live. Both those guys, JMO and Phil, were like, don't film it until we know it starts. And I was like, I'm putting it on there. I'm being transparent with you guys. I don't give a shit. She started. So pumped. Gaijin was so happy. Look at him. Nitrous, probably the best decision I made on this car. It just helps spool the turbo up, but it really makes a huge difference. Yeah, that's so sick. So sadly, that was the last build episode where my forehead will ever be clean again. So this is the first time it moved under its own power. That was really, really exciting. And also literally moments before my forehead was destroyed forever. Damn it! Look at it.
On the way loading up, unfortunately we weren't filming because it probably would have been really funny. The car has like so much freaking torque and it spit the ramps out, and I was trying to push the car up and I slipped.
I should have went and got damn stitches. It was wide enough where it gave me a decent scar. God damn it.
Safety first, fashion second.
Oh God, the tuning day. Tuning is so stressful because I'm not the tuner. I just sit there and watch, and it is terrifying because I'm like, is everything okay? Is something wrong?
All right, it was only running on 4 cylinders.
Yeah, see.
Now we have 6.
Totally different car. 6 cylinders makes a big difference on a inline 6. It's so vicious. Look at this. That's why the exhaust is oval. That's also why we ended up extending it way out. Look at the frick. So then we went out and tested it. So basically the process, you build the car, you do all the fab work, but you don't paint or powder coat anything. And then you go and test everything and also put it through tech. Because at this point, as you can see, we had the old bash bar system, so that was one of the things we needed to change. If we had powder coated everything, that would suck. As well as the brake system, we had to redo that. Those were only 2 things tech-wise that we had to change. And then we ended up realizing we did have a bit of an oil problem.
Tires, the brakes, all that. Like
These are like the first drifts ever, and I was just like, I fell in love. I was like, this thing's sick.
Same kind of deal. Just keeping it chill.
Aaron always making fun of me. I love it. Oil! Damn it.
we got the chassis back, we got all the parts.
Oh God. God, it's so sick. I'm like, I wouldn't change a thing here. That turned out so sick. The whole chassis blue chrome. All the parts are either red chrome or blue chrome. It just got freaking wild. God, everything just looks so sick. God dang it. If I could have afforded carbon fiber doors, that would have been nice, but there really actually is not that much weight savings unless you go like dry carbon. The interior I'm like in love with. Again, just besides the wiring part, I wouldn't change anything in here. Now the car's done. I love this freaking intro, Aaron. Go watch that last video if you guys haven't. It's so sick. The last thing I'm not pumped on, the vinyl wrap. I don't know what happened exactly. I've wrapped this car a couple times before. I did my absolute best. I always like doing the livery. I'm good at it and it's fun. It's kind of like the last final touch to the car. So I always want to do that myself, but I really struggled with wrapping this car. And I mean, it looks good, but if you get up close, there's definitely a lot of little imperfections. So the last part of the build series was go to a final test, right? Final send off before shipping her out. Unfortunately, I lost all oil pressure after that run. And so what ended up happening is the oil pump gear broke. It sucks because we literally just got one lap, but I'm glad it happened here and not in competition. But you know, Forrest was there, Forrest Wing. He actually came out because he wanted to get some time in a right-hand drive car. And so the plan was for him to drive the R34 and me the R32 and get some tandem practice. Fortunately, he had his S14 there. And so I let him drive the 34 some, and then we just had a jam session with the R34, me and the R34 and him and the S14. Yeah, it was so freaking fun, guys. Like, I keep talking about this, but sim drifting, proof is in the freaking pudding. I've barely driven this year, and look at that shit. If you guys want to see more of that video, though, definitely go check that out. That was just so much freaking fun. Car's freaking nuts. It's probably my favorite car we've ever built. Which is hard to say because I love all of them so much and they're all so unique. But yeah, she's off to Japan now. I can't wait to get over there and see it and get some driving in it. I hope you guys enjoyed this. If you guys want to support me, support the channel, support the team, HaugenRacing.com has all our merch. I appreciate you guys. I love you all, and we'll see you tomorrow. Peace.